And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, with our football segment and the background music. I know y'all like it. Shout out to Jacko.
Right.
With our football segment of episode 208 of the Splash Cast Monday Night Raw, we're gonna start out with some college football. Where you want to go here first, Norwood?
I'm going to start with the people who they have in the 12-team bracket. If you got a pen and paper, write it down, listen, or just hear for the audio experience. Here we go. Number one, they currently have Ohio State seated at number one. I think that this is fair, at least. I don't love it, but
Not where I thought you were going there.
I think that they're in the Big Ten. They've done what they needed to be. They're always going to be 1, 2, 3, or 4 in some combination, and I have no big issue with that. Number two, Indiana. This is some bullshit. We all know that Indiana is not good. We've not seen them play a respectable team all season.
They beat Oregon. Is Oregon not respectable?
Okay, cool story. You won one game. You're right. I'm wrong, and I want to apologize because players make mistakes. You're right. Indiana has beat one singular, respectable team all season, and now they're the number 2 team in the country.
Okay. How many respectable teams does Ohio State beat?
Let's look.
I'm pretty sure it's one.
Texas
They have to be a scam too.
and Penn State.
Indiana beats Penn State.
Yes. So fair. This is the other context I will give to that argument. Some people may not like it, and that's fine because it ain't your opinion, and you can kiss my ass. But for me, they are also the reigning current champions. So until they are beat, I have no problem being in that one spot. I wish they played a tougher schedule. Hell, I wish the entire Big Ten played a tougher schedule. But being the reigning champs, I'm much more inclined to leave them at the one spot. And a lot of this is probably some legacy respect in there. I don't trust Indiana at all. I think that they are a scam, and I cannot wait for them to play a legitimate football team so that I can figure out if they're good or not.
In their bracket placement, they would have to play the winner of Alabama versus Oregon. So, I mean, that would be 2 respectable teams. You would assume.
I hate
Even though
that.
Oregon has only
I don't want to
really
see them
won-
play Oregon again. Like, don't give me that. Give. I wanted some variety. And why are you making Alabama play? Actually, that's not what we got now. We have Texas A&M at 3.
Mhm.
I think that let's look at their schedule before I get to.
They a little pillow soft too now, brother.
Well, I will say they played Notre Dame, which I consider a legitimate team. They played LSU, they played Mizzou, and then they also played Texas this weekend.
I'm not counting that yet. I was saying, well, yeah, you could count that, but
it's 4.
I mean,
That's to me, that's 4 legitimate teams. Down to what degree you want to call them legit, I think that they're better than one Oregon game, and yeah. And then finally at 4, you have Alabama at 9-2. They lost to Florida State. Huh?
Georgia's number 4.
Not from what ESPN has.
In the college football rankings, Georgia is number 4.
Oh, they got them at 5 here. And they have
Alabama
first round.
lost. Remember?
Yes, I'm just up. This is not the newest one. There it is. I don't know why it sent me to this one. But okay. Strange. But yes. I think that Georgia's legit-ish. I think that Georgia's legit, but they can definitely be had.
That man said ish. Georgia right now is probably playing the best football in the country. Right now. Maybe Indiana, but again, The only reason you're saying not Indiana is because of the context of who they've played. Georgia right now has played. I think they played Charlotte this week, but I mean they've had kind of a gauntlet the last. That November was kind of tough. You had the rivalry with Florida. You played in October. You played Tennessee. You got to finish with Georgia Tech. You played Ole Miss. You played a lot of teams. You played Texas.
Yeah, very, very legitimate schedule. I don't have
played more ranked teams than all of the Big Ten ranked Big Ten people combined.
Don't get into that. That's just gonna make me mad. They have Texas Tech at Florida Texas Tech at 10-1 representing the Big 12. We have Ole Miss at 10-1. You have Oregon at 9-1. You have Oklahoma at 8-2. Somehow Notre Dame has snuck in the back door 8-2.
How are they ranked higher than Miami? Sorry, finish what you were saying.
The Catholic Church. You have Alabama at 8-2. You have BYU at 9-1, and you have Utah at 8-2, and you have Miami at 8-2, and they are the fourth highest ranked conference champion. Vandy at 8-2, USC at 8-2, Georgia Tech at 9-1.
9-2 now.
Yeah.
But yeah, so in this case, Tulane, y'all got to understand that the rankings, while they matter, they really don't.
Correct.
Because you have all of these other rankings.
And they're at large bid. And
yeah, but you add large bid with Tulane is in. And then, with Miami taking the at large bid right now, Vanderbilt, you have a chance with all of these SEC teams being 10-2. If Vanderbilt wins out, they 10-2, right? If then you have Georgia, Oklahoma wins out, they're gonna be 10-2. Ole Miss is gonna be 11-1. Alabama possibly could be 10-2. All of this before conference championship week. There's an argument to be said that all of those teams deserve it more than Miami. There's an argument, to be honest, outside of Oregon's pedigree that they've had under Dan Lanning, that all of those teams have played a better schedule and are more deserving than Oregon, right? So it's like, hey, man. Now, of course, the eye test tells you that Oregon is probably ranked correctly. But
Juwan Jennings went after Morey after the game.
Who?
Juwan Jennings went after the cornerback for the Panthers. I was like, in the game where he tried to put hands and feet on him. It's not the 12 best teams. This is the 12 team playoff. And I think that's where it gets murky. It's not about the 12 best teams. It's about giving everybody a shot.
Yeah, and unfortunately, BYU, who's probably having one of the better seasons since
and
BYU and Utah are the first two teams out. I can see Utah because unfortunately you lost 2 games. BYU losing to Texas Tech I think they got blown out. But BYU using the Texas Tech, who is the number 5 team in the nation, and literally stomping out everybody else. I think that is going to force them to go to like 16. They still fighting?
Oh no, he hit him in the nether regions. That's the reason he was trying to fight him. I would have tried to fight him too.
Yeah, we gotta fight.
Y'all need to stop doing all this spitting on people, and that's that young people game. It'll get you killed.
Yep. But that's just how I feel.
I want to see at least BYU or Utah in it. I don't care. It ain't gotta be both, but I would like to see one in there. They've done it. Yeah.
I want everything to fall out how it's supposed to. I need Georgia to beat Georgia Tech, and I need Texas A&M to win. Although I would say I love for Georgia to win the SEC championship. Hell, if Alabama wins, Georgia gets like 3 weeks off before having to play again in the playoffs.
I've been a proponent of not playing in the SEC championship for a very long time. Skip it. If I don't have to do it, let me lose early. Go ahead, get me out of the paint. Y'all play it. I'll see y'all later. And then, speaking of seeing people later, Florida got monkey stomped by Tennessee 31-11. All the magic that we had last week where we tried to do our best to win is gone. These players are all either injured or they're redshirting at this point. It's over. I don't think, and I said this on Saturday Morning Live, the uncertainty at not the quarterback position, at the coach position has put everything, I think, in influx for everybody at this point. I think everybody's just in a holding pattern until after the Egg Bowl. Let's be real. We're all sitting and waiting and wishing for Lane Kiffin. But I also understand that, apparently the Falcons might be waiting to wish for Lane Kiffin. The Gators might be waiting to wish for Lane Kiffin. LSU might be sitting, waiting, and wishing. And until then, I think it's going to be very difficult, if not impossible, to put a team together and then be focused on winning. They don't even know if the kids don't even know if they're going to be here next year.
Yeah, you was going to get look. I knew y'all was going to get smoked in this game because y'all don't have an offense to score with Tennessee. Y'all have the defense to slow down Tennessee, but y'all scored 11 points. Tennessee's offense is going to score more than 11 points on everybody that they play.
Correct.
Like literally everybody, no matter how good your defense is. So I kind of knew y'all going to lose this game, but really more about it, I'm interested to see what happens. Lane got us. Hey,
man, he got college football by the short hairs right now.
Yeah, boy. He's going to announce after the Egg Bowl. I'm not going to speculate where he goes because there's too many options. If I were him, I think that ultimatum does exist, even though he denied it. I do think that Ole Miss gave him an ultimatum because it makes no sense for you to make a decision right now. Especially if
you hold all the chips.
Yeah,
you hold all the chips. And let's be real. You're probably back channel negotiating. Look at how many people are interested in me right now. I can go anywhere, pro or college. Where's the money? And not only where's the money for me, where's my NIL commitment? I want it in writing. I do think that potentially is the future. They're going to move away from buyouts because the buyout legacy has not gone great for college football. And instead move that over to a NIL commitment. This is basically what we're committed to spending every year. And saying if we're committed to spending this X amount of dollars and you feel comfortable with it and you feel like you're a good enough coach, then you should win. If you don't win, we're not going to buy you out of your contract. And I think that is probably a happier medium and a safer, lower risk. Because as a coach, you can't. I think it would be tough to negotiate against that. I'm open to hearing what you think about it, though.
I don't think the buyout will ever go anywhere. The buyout also kind of gives you a little bit of job security, even though the writing may be on the wall. I think the buyout market has happened recently because of Jimbo Fisher. But before that, if you had 50 million, 40, 30, 20 million dollars, they weren't going to buy. If you had like one, they would buy you out your last year.
Yes.
Now that's changed to where you can buy like 60 million, 70 million. I think you're going to see more James Franklin contracts to where we will buy you out until once you get another job, they're going to have to come back and give us some money back. I think you're going to see more of that.
See, I think that it makes more sense to say, hey, I can commit to you. I'm going to give you the resources. You just got to win the games. But I think there will always be a buyout, but I think that we won't see the 100 million. Like, I think that Lane is probably going to be the last guy to be able to kind of guarantee one of those. And I think it's just because of this unique situation where everything is kind of gone together at one time. And he right now just raffling himself off to the highest bidder. But I think for the most part going forward, they'll be like, hey, man, we'll buy you out for maybe, like $10 or $20 million total. But the money that I would have spent buying you out, I will guarantee to invest that into NIL and provide you with the resources that you need, which is like, if you're a coach who believes you're a good coach, that NIL commitment is more opportunity. The buyout commitment is safety. if we're making these risks together, I'm not looking for safety. I'm looking for opportunity on both sides.
I don't think that's how negotiation will go, but we will see. You got, yeah, Oklahoma did beat Missouri, so now they are pretty much. I think they got to win next week against whoever they. I think they play Arkansas. I think they got to win next week, but I think they're pretty much a lock for the CFP playoff now. Not an impressive win against Missouri, but
quietly, they're a team that has quietly been successful, found a way to win, and they've done this in spite of not having their quarterback, who's a big part of what they do, for a large part of the season. This is one of the best sneak jobs I've seen in a long time. Hey, look at everybody else. Y'all just keep on looking, and we just keep on sneaking in. And yeah, Texas A&M, Marcel Reed, and Georgia, and Gunnar Stockton, and Alabama, and Ty Simpson, and Oklahoma. Shh, just don't look at us, and we'll be all right.
This reminds me of their 2000 team when they played against Florida State, and Florida State was supposed to go back to back, and they just played really, really good defense.
Yeah,
and they won, I think, 13-2. I think Roy Williams was the safety. That's what they remind me of with this Brent Venables team. They play really, 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 really good defense. Like they rally to the ball. They are very opportunistic. They get turnovers, and they are going to be now. That would be an interesting team I would love to see play Indiana.
Oh,
because
yeah.
that defense is for real.
Not a team that anybody is in love with, not getting the most love in the world, kind of quietly does it their way. And I want to see them play against somebody. I don't want Indiana to go right to the top. I actually want them to play just a legitimate, what we will consider contender team. Don't play the number one team in the country so you can be like, oh, well, anybody would have lost to them. No. Because that's exactly what they'll do. Well, the only team that we lost to was the team that ended up winning the national championship. No. Play you somebody regular. Let's see what you can do. Onward. Vandy 45-17. 45-17. Is this the most legit Vandy team that we've experienced?
Yes. Yes,
it's
they
so
are.
weird.
And they have a strong resume to get to the college football playoff. If they need a couple things to happen, they need a couple teams to lose to get, but they are one of the best 2-loss teams in the nation.
The Nerds are good.
They have a better resume than Miami. I think they have a better resume than almost everybody in the ACC.
I would love to see them play Indiana. Love to play them.
Vanderbilt? No, Indiana smoke Vanderbilt. But I think Vanderbilt would beat Miami. I think they would give Miami a run for their money. I think that they would give who else do we have in that bracket? They already gave Alabama a run for their money. They should have beat Texas, and they just didn't.
If you could give Alabama a run for your money, then I think that you could give Indiana a run for your money.
So it's the theme. We shooting at Indiana.
And I also think I really fuck with this Vanderbilt team. They're not a place where people care. It's not a sports school. And the way that they've come out this year and look more like a legitimate SEC team than ever before. They've never been, Vanderbilt, you like, oh, they can lose every game. And to just fold Kentucky 45-17.
Shout out to Mike Stoops.
Right. That's like, this just cannot happen. You cannot get destroyed by Vanderbilt.
It's a game.
I mean, you did. But these are the type of things where people like, there are certain teams you can lose to and be like, hey, man, I just lost to them. But Vanderbilt, that's rough. You lost to the Commodores and not the group.
Yep. They got a chance, though. They definitely have a chance.
Speaking of Syracuse.
Go ahead.
Syracuse, Notre Dame, 7-70. 7-70, Lord. This is a college football score, like a video game score. It's one thing to lose to Notre Dame, and I get it. They finding their footing. They're playing well, X, Y, and Z. That all sounds well and good. Thoughts and prayers. We love everybody. You cannot lose by 63 points, though, friend Brown. I like Syracuse. Quarterback lost or not, bro. Y'all got to still play football. It's still 10 more guys on that offense they're playing. You telling me that you had exactly one quarterback?
I think they don't have anybody on their team better than Jeremiah Love.
I can guarantee you that.
Because he played for a quarter, went crazy.
Dallas Cowboys. Now, Dallas Cowboys. Let me tell y'all, if y'all can do anything, use one of them draft picks you got for Micah. Go ahead and get that kid. That would be an excellent Dallas Cowboy addition. And on top of that, he probably has a much better long-term plan than Zeke. I know last time y'all went running back, he was good, and then he just fell off a cliff. I think that Jeremiah Love could be a sustainable football player for a decade versus 4 or 5 good years out of Zeke.
Yeah, I mean, he's good enough. He's definitely good enough.
And moving right on, Miami beat Virginia Tech. We kind of knew that this was coming. I said that Virginia Tech is in the process of reupholstering everything, getting everything ready for James Franklin. Miami, this is a good time for y'all to play him. I don't trust y'all at all, but, you got the job done in the game that you needed.
I told y'all not to trust Miami. I told y'all not to trust Miami when y'all signed Carson Beck. And y'all told me I was haters. All y'all. Hey, Miami fans, I have been looking for y'all on TikTok. Y'all was talking real greasy 4 weeks ago. Y'all was talking real greasy, and I said, "Hey, follow me so I can follow
me,
so I can find y'all because I want to come back and revisit this chat in 4 weeks."
Ready to be on them internets, tearing them people up.
Y'all have been ghosts in the wind, bro. I haven't found none of y'all. I done searched every type of hurricane you could have: a Miami hurricane, a South Florida hurricane, a Dade County hurricane. I even went to high schools. I was like, maybe Miami
Gardens.
Miami Gardens, somebody 305. Let me put in Uncle Luke.
Somebody
can tell me where I can find these chats. None of y'all have been seeing. Remember, y'all said y'all was gonna smoke Georgia? Yeah. Let me ask you a question. Why is we said it earlier, and we had to stay on schedule, but now that we're here, why is Miami not ranked higher than Notre Dame, even though they both have 2 losses, and they beat Notre Dame head to head? How is that possible?
Let's see. Beat Notre Dame 27-24. Whoop Bethune 45-3. Beat South Florida. Beat South Florida when they were ranked 49-12. Whoop Florida. Beat Florida State when they were ranked 28-2. Lost to Louisville. Beat Stanford. Lost to SMU. Whooped Syracuse, North Carolina State, Virginia Tech, and you play Pitt. Well, first part is they still have more work to do. Pitt is not a walk in the park.
As they just beat Georgia Tech.
Correctamundo. And if I'm correct here, Pitt is 6-1 in the ACC.
The ACC is wild. Pitt is 6-1. I think Georgia Tech is like 6-2.
Oh, hold on. I got it right here in the conference. Virginia 6-1. Pitt 6-1. SMU 6-1. Florida State. Georgia Tech 5-2. Miami 5-2. Duke 5-2. Then after that, it's the rest. Damn, Bill O'Brien in Boston College, 0-7, 1-10. Fire. Also, this is bizarro world. Look at the bottom of the ACC. Syracuse, Florida State, Virginia Tech, UNC. These are teams that you go back 20 years and be like, nah, these teams are good. No, these teams are terrible. Florida State at 5-6 and 2-6 in the ACC. Hey, they're not gonna let you come into
down on Mike Norvell, tripling down now on Mike Norvell. Said he's
Do
coming
it.
back.
Do it. Do
But yeah,
it.
the ACC is wild. I think right now, if everything holds, it's going to be SMU versus who is it? SMU versus
SMU and no, right. I mean, we got to see how everything plays out right now. 6-1, 6-1, 6-1, and 6-2.
Who's the second 6-1 team?
Pittsburgh. No. Oh,
it would,
Virginia, Pittsburgh, and
SMU versus Virginia right now would be the game. But this week is so crazy. Now Georgia Tech's out, I believe, unless they just need a lot of help. But you still have all of these teams to play. The ACC could basically trick themselves off to where they don't even get a team in the playoff, aside from the conference champion.
And I don't like that. I think the Georgia Tech's had a pretty solid season. SMU has a hell of a case study for spending the fucking money.
And well, Texas. Well,
I don't want to put Texas in that because they're a legacy brand. So I don't want to put
the state of Texas.
Yes, but I want to make sure that I leave them out. I think that Texas Tech and SMU, which are two lesser known schools with much smaller brands who have just had large cash injections and been able to buy themselves into legitimacy, I think those two are more comparable. Texas, everywhere they've been UT. Texas Tech has been cool, but it's like y'all over there. All right, Mahomes and Baker and all the rest of y'all, but y'all you're not competing for anything now. They're going to be in the top 12. And then you look at SMU and what they've done, and they've just spent money and kind of turned the corner on a lot of these guys who've been trying their best for a long time. It's just like, oh, no, I got $20-30 million. We can legitimize ourselves. Then you got Wake Forest who've been trying to play football at a high level forever. And you're like, bro, why? Why us? North Carolina State, why us? Like, why can't we just be that good?
So let's circle back. Mm-hmm. Why is Notre Dame ranked higher than Miami?
Oh, you know why? Because they loved him. It's the same reason I hate them not being in a conference. They get to circumvent all the rules. I think that it does help that they lost 2 games early.
Those are the only
yes. First 2 losses, and then they basically won everything. They haven't even been in the conversation since then. 56-30 over Purdue, 56-13 over Arkansas, 28-7 to Boise, 36-7 North Carolina State, 34-24 to USC, 25-10 Boston College, 49-10 Navy, 37-15 Pitt, and then 70-7. It's tricky because the 2 games.
Pitt beating Georgia Tech helps their resume a lot.
And I also will give them this. Their 2 losses are combined by 4 points. You lost by 3 points to Miami. You lost by 1 point to Texas A&M.
I think most of the teams have. I don't think any team in that rank has really bad losses.
But I mean, those are really like coin flip. But it's also Notre Dame. It's just what you get with them. You know that's what you're going to get. We don't think it's fair. We don't think it's straight. But also, I'm not going to continue to boo-hoo about something that they ain't going to fix. They have no intention of fixing. And them not having any of that, then what am I going to fight for? That's really the harsh reality of the situation, at least for me. Hold on 1 second. Then we're going to go here and bam. Oregon over University of Southern California, 42-27.
Daniel Lanning. I enjoy all the bravado. I enjoy all the antics. And yes, you have a lot of antics. You say they're not. They're antics. You said mama ain't raised no bitch. That's why you don't wear, a jacket in the cold. And all of these things. And yes.
Is that what he said? Your mama told you not to? Well, my mama don't want me to catch a cold. Yeah. Right. You supposed, my mom, black parents tell you just for the season.
Dan Lanning in Oregon beat USC 42-27. But Dan Lanning, you got to pipe down, big dog. You taking shots at the SEC for this week that they played, and the SEC did have an off week, right? They played, I think Georgia played Charlotte. I think Alabama played like Eastern Illinois. I think Auburn played somebody boo-boo, right? Like you have all these teams that didn't really play anybody. But I need you, Dan, to go look at your schedule and understand that you also took like a month off. You didn't, just because, as the Big Ten faithful like to say, if you take the name off the team, if you take SEC off the team, they suck. Well, if you take Big Ten off of those teams, there's really no difference. They suck. A lot of those teams are terrible that you played. So while you have all of these shots that y'all taking at the SEC, Dan, you got one good win. Now you have two. No, you don't. You have one good win because you lost to Indiana. You have one good win.
Dan, that is in the point of the plot where you lost me. If you wanted me to respect you and your team, and I do, I have an immense amount of respect for you and your team. You lose to Indiana, you lost that. Don't come to me and say anything to the SEC and you lost to Indiana. Bro, you come from the SEC. You know what that means? and you know what little respect comes with that. So I don't want to hear it. I'm not interested in hearing it. I don't want to see it. You can really shut the hell up talking to me. Best thing you could do is try to beat them.
Is Lincoln Riley on the hot seat?
Nope. He's done enough this season for me.
If I'm Lenore Sellers and I'm really thinking about transferring, I may go to LSU. I'm sorry, go to USC. Lincoln Riley is, for all intents and purposes, a quarterback whisperer.
Yeah, but he ain't whispered.
You could get over there and play.
He ain't whispered to no quarterbacks in long enough either now. I hate to say it, but Miller Moss. 4 years?
Since he left Oklahoma. Since he left Oklahoma.
That's a month of Sundays in football time, especially after you you have the resources. It's not like you don't have the players and you can't get a quarterback. Yeah, it's probably I'm not saying it's right or wrong. You know, I like Lincoln, but I can also understand how a guy could be like, you got to update your resume. And they haven't been bad, and they've been pretty decent this season, but you got to be better before I can believe in you or want to go there. Now, I do think that getting out of South Carolina is probably smart, but I feel like might as well go to Miami and get the money. You know they're gonna pay over there.
That's why I say USC. The money is no object either way.
Right, but I don't have to leave. I don't have to move across country either. I'd much rather leave Carolina and go to Coral Gables than try to be going across the world.
Yep. But shout out to Oregon. They handle business. And I think Michigan. So I have all these people as keep hope alive is who we about to talk about for the rest of the. You got Michigan, who's quietly 8-2, beats Maryland 45-20.
What do we see? That's the part that I hate is what are we doing with Michigan, man? We know they're not good. You're wasting everybody's time by making us watch them, and the whole time, as soon as they get in there, they're just going to embarrass their conference. They're not a good football team. I think Michigan fans know that they're not a good football team. So why are you trying to convince us if you can't convince yourself? And that is because
they beat the national champions. They didn't beat Ohio State like the last 3 years or something like that. And they got to play again. And they can play spoiler. And if they win, I believe that they would make it to the Big Ten championship game against Indiana.
And talk about something I surely do not want to see. is Indiana and Michigan in the Big Ten championship. But congratulations to Michigan. I guess Coach Loxley, I heard that they're going to run it back and they're going to give you a larger commitment to NIL. Best of luck. I would love to see you be competitive and possibly win it. But if not, you can move around somewhere else. Maryland, one of them schools is always going to kind of be, it's a basketball school in a basketball state. And it's just tough to win that recruiting battle.
Yeah, you're going to have to deal with James Franklin now.
Yeah.
Master recruiter.
Ooh. Oh, Lord. Thoughts and prayers in advance. Speaking of thoughts and prayers, Cincinnati loses again. They've been the scam that I believed for a long time now. BYU wins again. They are number 11, and they are not on anybody's playoff bracket. I don't like that.
BYU? It's because of the way the playoffs are. BYU is going to be the team that forces them to go to 16 teams.
24. That's what they're going
to go. And then somebody else is going to get left out, which I told you I was going to happen. I said 4 doesn't make sense because there's a power 5. Then you went to a power 4 or a power 2. You didn't even go from 5 to 4. You went to power 2, but then you expanded the playoffs.
They just need 8 teams. I don't know why we need 12, 16, 24.
I don't know, but BYU not making the playoff would be criminal if they went out. That would be right, because they have looked the part the whole time.
Looked the part and played the part. That's the biggest thing, is they're just a good, solid football team with 1 loss. And if I remember correctly, let's look in before I get to the line. Yep, they lost to number 8 Texas Tech, but they beat Utah. That's it. Beat Utah, lost to Texas Tech. Yep. I don't know what to do about college football and strength of schedule, but it makes me
well, they're not being consistent. On sometimes they're saying that they value the losses, who you lost to, more than who you beat. Then they value the margin of victory, but then they value strength of schedule. And it's like, dang, if we had this system where it takes all of those into account and then kind of spits out what exactly is supposed to be based on all of those computations, you normally would get a decent matchup for the national championship. I think that was called the Bowl Championship Series, if I'm not mistaken. So if you could have the BCS and combine it with the playoffs, I think that would be your ideal situation, and I don't think that BYU would be left out. But yeah, it's BYU.
Right now, you're still not getting the top 12 teams, and that is, to me, kind of unfortunate. But if you do it the other way, then they're going to be like, oh, well, all the conferences aren't being represented. And I'm like, you don't watch all the conferences. Let's be real here.
Yep. Utah's still in the hunt. They won actually, okay.
Nope.
I don't think that they're still in the hunt because you shouldn't win by 4 points against unranked Kansas State. And you had to come back and win at home, winning 51-47.
Now,
I think that may be the nail in the coffin for them.
As a person who watched this game, boy, they gave up so many big plays. If there was a big play to give it up, they gave it up. Yeah, this is a little tricky to me, though, because Kansas State, remember, at the beginning of the season was supposed to be the number 1 team in this conference. Now, they fell apart like a bad pickup, but they were always recognized as a team that could do it, and they kept doing it. They did it play after play after play. I was like, hey, y'all not going to attempt to stop these guys before they pick up 40 yards every play? And That's what it was. It was an old school shootout. I enjoyed it a lot. And that's all I got. But yeah, it's tight on Utah. Yeah, you're probably right. And I think the BYU is a better football team than you. So yeah, you don't really stand a chance. And there's no way you're gonna get 2 Utah teams in 12. That's just a harsh reality.
Side note, Jawan Jennings was right. I just saw the slow motion getting punched in the nuts during the game.
Yeah. There's nothing I can do for that but say he should have hit you again.
Yeah, as Coach Tomlin said, hey, whatever reaction you deem necessary.
Right. Hey, we can ask you. Hey, you started it. Whatever escalation on the other side of that, that's between you and the Lord.
Yep. But
Is there
ladies and gentlemen,
anything?
we've come to the end of the college
What are
football
we
segment.
missing from college? Is there anything we missed from college football?
Texas Tech, BYU, Utah. We didn't really talk about Georgia Tech and Pitt and how Pitt upset them at home, and Pitt looked damn good on defense. They look really good on defense. I mean, that's kind of been their calling card over the last few years. And they got a lot of freshmen. They had a freshman quarterback, freshman running back. I don't know if you're gonna be able to keep him. That used to mean something. Oh, he's only a freshman. Yeah, but he ain't gonna be no sophomore here. Like, so I think I think Georgia Tech has a chance to not really play spoiler, but they have a chance to make the road difficult and also kind of end their season nicely. So
I'm going to ask you a question about something that we have kind of fallen off about discussing all season, but we come to the end of the season, and I think it's a fair question to ask now. Colorado is 1-7 in the conference, 3-8 overall. The last 2 years have been a ton of pomp and circumstance about the Colorado Buffaloes, Deion and Coach Sanders. What do you say about this season? Do you allow him to just get the mulligan because of his health? Do you consider is there just no expectation for this season? And what do you think happens?
I hope he steps away. I think that's the best for all parties involved. The thing is, if he steps away, you're gonna lose Juju, who's the starting quarterback. You're gonna lose your whole staff unless you make somebody interim coach, maybe Marshall Faulk as the interim coach. I would love to see Deion just kind of support Shador and his sons for a year or two and get his health back and his strength back up. I know his health will never be what it once was because he's got the whole apparatus, but he looks small because of everything he's gone through.
And that's the part where I'm conflicted about. I don't know what to do with this situation because, I mean, on one hand, if you're a football coach and he's a guy who's marketed himself very well, in any other case, I will be holding his feet to the fire. Hey, man, this is what you said. You said these are your Louis bags. You committed to this, X, Y, and Z. Y'all were going to be good. And then you've just not been good.
Yeah, I mean, it's fireable. I mean, that happens. There's a lot of coaches like that who said they're going to do X, Y, and Z. But I
mean, also, he's come with a lot of extra stuff, which in most other cases, I would be pushing a lot more onto like, hey, you remember you talked all that shit is really the answer. But due to his health issues, it's kind of like, I guess I got to leave you alone.
It's definitely a Passover year for them. Nobody's talking about it. Nobody's really discussing Colorado in any tense. If Deion was healthy, I think there would be more discussion of is it time for him to move on.
And I think that's the reason like people like Paul Feinbaum are kind of leaving him alone. Because that in any other situation, Paul would have been on Deion ass.
Saban probably said something too. Deion and Saban are closer than what people think. So, yep. But other than that, ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of college football. We're going to take a quick break.
Yeah.
Then we're going to come back.
Almost coming to the end of the season, Lord. It just seemed like the season just started. Now we down to 12.
No, it don't. This Falcons, what we about to talk about next, this Falcons season, we only on game 11.
Burn it on down. And here comes Reggie going to try to find a way to get us some. I'm going to tell y'all right now what's going to happen. We're going to leave here. We're going to take a short break. Y'all going to step away, like, follow, subscribe. Y'all going to come back. When y'all come back, Reggie's going to tell y'all what he's like. Then he's going to get to a point where he's going to try to tell y'all. He's going to try to walk you, as y'all know he does every week in and out, while he explains to you why we could get back into the NFC South and possibly win it here and find hope. Then he gonna tell us that there is no hope. Watch and see.
Kind of got me in the box right there, man. That's how I go.
We'll be right back.